Hello and welcome to the table. I'm your host, Teen Wolf, and today we are going to be talking about this set, Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I have officially lost all hope in Wizards of the Coast and Magic the Gathering. I am debating whether or not I want to go on MTG Strike, which I kind of am already, but we're going to talk about that in a bit. This is not normally the day I do my table talks, but yeah, I'm just doing one today because I recently learned about this, and I also want to talk about bright lights. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about bright lights on the day I normally upload table talks, but I also gotta talk about this because this is just not okay. So if you don't already see it, this set, I am already very sad and very, very annoyed because of this. Cavern of Souls. Now, its cheapest printing, I recall, is like $50. And why is this card so expensive, you may ask? Well, let's see. As it enters, choose a creature type. Add a colorless mana, or tap to add a mana of any color, spending that mana only to cast creature spells of the chosen type. And that spell cannot be countered. Why is this so good, you may ask? What are some of the more popular decks right now in Standard? Oh, aggro decks. You know what are two very popular aggro decks right now? Humans and soldiers behind mono red. So guess what this card is just gonna do? Make those other two aggro decks way better, and I guarantee this set is gonna be racked and stacked with great red playables, so aggro decks, there's just gonna be more of a reason to play them over other stuff. Because Cavern of Souls says, hey, we're gonna make your mana fixing very good for these tribal decks, and guess what? Those spells can't be countered, because that's fair. You know what the one thing holding back certain aggro decks in Standard right now? Control decks. How do these control decks do that, you may ask? By countering their creatures. They're important creatures. You know what this card does? It says, nope. No, you can't do that. That's not allowed anymore. Why? And since they have hey, now these cards are going to be legal for an extra year, now this card's going to be in Standard Lager, making Standard that much less playable and unique, because there's no reason to play anything besides aggro. Literally no reason. I mean, even looking here, let's see. Breach's Eager Pillager. Is this a good red card? Let's see. It's a 3-mana 3/3 first strike. Oh, it doesn't have haste, so it's bad already. But when a pirate deals damage, oh, it's pirate tribal. Oh, this card sucks. Alright, let's see. Ogier at Deepest Might. Also, I read the other side of the card. The other side absolutely sucks. So it's a 4-mana 4/4 trample. If a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than this card's power to an opponent, that source deals damage equal to this card's power instead. Now let's see, what does that card do? Oh, Play with Fire is now a 1-mana deal 4 to an opponent and scry 1. Lightning Strike is a 2-mana deal 4. Let's see. What else? Oh, Kumano faces Kakazan. The first chapter says, hey, let's deal 4 damage to each opponent. Why? And guess what? When this dies, it enters tapped as a land that you can then pay 3 mana to transform back into this card. So maybe this card's going to be a 1-of in red decks, but I can definitely see this card being a good card in those decks. And it's just like, it's very fun. It's very, very fun indeed, because Wizards keeps banking off of reprinting cards, just reusing stuff from the old card, the old days of Magic, and not adding anything to the new card, the new stuff. Nothing new and spicy. They're just reusing stuff. I said power up standard. I think that's a good idea. Cavern of Souls does do that. But guess what? It's just making the stuff that's already making standard stale and boring more playable, and also doesn't add anything at all to the rest of Magic. Doesn't add anything to Commander or Pauper or Legacy or Vintage or Modern or anything. It just makes Caverns of Souls slightly cheaper because there's that version and these other 6 versions. Also, Neon Ink. Oh, guess where these are only going to be found? In collector's packs. Oh, now let's go get collector's packs and get these super expensive versions of this one expensive card. Lost Caverns of Ixalan has officially, 12 cards, not including these absolutely gorgeous lands. These lands are beautiful. These lands are beautiful. This is the one thing I like about the set. I want 5 copies of each of these lands. Besides that, looking at these cards right here, these 7 cards, I have lost all hope in Magic. Seeing Cavern of Souls and cards like Axonil making mono red better and more playable. So, God, mono red is killing standard, aggro is killing standard, which therefore is slowly making Magic more annoying to me because nothing's being added to the game. Because standard adds stuff to the game, and right now it's not adding anything besides slightly fun commanders. They're gonna use 2 times and then never again. So yeah, this is not good. I don't like this, and it needs to change. This needs to change. Wizards needs to stop banking off of their reprint cards. In the last set, all of the whatever stuff, all of the enchantment wild stuff, that was all reprints, and that was the only reason I found the set fun, because I could get cards like Utopia Sprawl and all of these sweet enchantments. For this set, it's gonna be the same thing with Cavern of Souls, and it's just Also, Mana Crypt is getting reprinted, and guess what? It has 7 different versions. I hope to God it's not legal in standard. I know it's not going to be, but who knows? Cavern of Souls is legal in standard, so who knows anymore? It's just I like overpowered stuff being in standard to power up standard, to make standard more explosive, while also adding that explosiveness to other formats. Explosiveness that they haven't seen before with that card, with this new card. But they're just doing that to standard while not adding it to anything else. It's just God, they need to stop reprinting these overpowered cards and instead make new cards that people want to be reprinted. These new overpowered cards. And right now there just isn't that. So that's the problem. That's the problem with this set. 7 cards, 2 that I mainly talked about, and then Mana Crypt, which also has 17 different versions. And it's God! I'm very annoyed. I am very annoyed. I want these basic lands. That's it. I have Cavern of Souls, and I remember when it was $70 when I first pulled it. Now it's going to be worth $20. So, thanks, Wizards. I now know how the old collectors feel. With all that aside, thanks for watching, everybody. Go on Magic Strike to hopefully make Wizards stop doing this. Just don't buy anything Magic the Gathering for a while, or I don't know, don't do that. I love Magic the Gathering to the ends of time and back, but it is pissing me off so bad right now, and it's just, God, Wizards has gotta stop, man. They gotta stop. They gotta stop doing this. They just gotta stop doing this.